Hello, my name is Mary O'Neill and I'm the Rural Development Programme Manager with Louth Leader Partnership. During my time working on the Leader programme, I have witnessed community groups and businesses flourish as a result of Leader funding. The programme is administered under the Louth LCDC, with Louth County Council as the financial partner and Louth Leader Partnership the implementing partner. The programme funds across 3 different themes: economic development, social inclusion and the rural environment. Leader funding can make a massive difference to the growth of a business, and it also makes projects for community groups very achievable. This short video will showcase some of the projects that has been funded in County Louth in the past 5 years.
Hello, my name is Kieran Reid. I'm the Chief Executive of Louth Leader Partnership. Louth Leader Partnership is a local and community development organisation working at delivering a range of social inclusion, community activation programmes in County Louth. Underpinning all our work is a value of the work with communities and the importance that those communities represent to us. In terms of how we do our work, it's around ensuring that those community groups have their say, that they're involved and that their voice is heard in the work that we do. Louth Leader Partnership have a range of programmes that are delivered on behalf of government, the local authority and other agencies of the state. These include labour activation programmes, for example the TOOS programme, the Rural Support Scheme and also the Local Employment Service. One of our significant programmes is the Social Inclusion and Community Activation Programme, and this supports both individuals and groups in relation to social inclusion and participation issues in the county. Outside that, we would deliver the ABC Genesis programme, which is a family support programme working with parents and children and early years providers and school community around supporting participation and engagement of parents and children in school environment.
I'm Frank O'Brien. I'm a community representative of North Louth on Louth Leader Partnership. I've been on Louth Leader Partnership since its establishment, I think about 12, 13 years ago. And I've been chair for the last 8 years. One of the most significant features of Leader funding is that the level of activation and support that the Leader programme and its staff give to organisations seeking funding support is the activation measures and the support they get. The other big challenge I think organisations are facing, the demands on volunteers like myself in terms of time and the fears that volunteers have in terms of their role, their commitment and organisation.
Hi, I'm Tom McCarter from Carningford Adventure Centre and Sky Park, and we're based here in Carningford in County Louth. Carningford Adventure Centre is a family-run business. My grandfather Tom McCarter had a clothes shop in Carningford and my father took over the clothes shop. Windsurfing in the 70s really took off. So my father started selling windsurfing boards and from there he started teaching windsurfing on evening classes. And then in 1990, Tom and my mother Mary McCarter opened the Adventure Centre and we developed the business one activity at a time. Every year we added more and more activities, and then in 2003 I came on board with a different approach and I started working more with the individuals as well on the weekends, and that led us to 2014 where we opened Sky Park. When the pandemic started, we knew, because we work with educational groups, a little bit ahead of the public that this was coming. So we started to close down the Adventure Centre on the 16th of March. Sky Park had the ability to change, so what we changed was the business model for Sky Park didn't at the time work with younger children and the entire family. So what we did, thanks to the Louth Leader funding, we focused on activities that were family friendly, and thanks to the Louth Leader we built Ireland's largest wooden maze, and it's called Ireland's Ancient East Wooden Maze, and we also got a family train to explore Sky Park in. Well, thanks to the Louth Leader funding, we were able to pivot Sky Park to work with the family market. So it's a completely new business for Sky Park to work with families during the summer months. So we now work with the groups and we work with the families. So thanks to the Louth Leader, we now work with both. The one bit of advice I'd give to anybody is that if you're considering using Louth Leader, pick up the phone, talk to them. When we went for our Louth Leader funding, it was in the middle of lockdown. Louth Leader were also a good sounding board. They helped advise us on what we should do, how the process would work. and they helped us every step of the way. So anybody that's considering using Louth Leader, just pick up the phone, ask them.
My name's Colin Roche. I'm the General Manager here at the Redeemer Family Resource Centre. And what my job would entail really would be interacting with all of our tenants. So we have Louth Leader Partnership, we have the HSE, we have Extern, we have a Learning Training Initiative, and we have a CE scheme. The hall itself has been operating since 1970, and originally it was just one hall. In 1991, the building was upgraded. An additional hall was added. One of the things that struck me when I started here was the deficiencies in the lighting and heating system. I was informed that the LEADER programme offered funding for a particular project like this. One of the most important things for us is that the public that use the building, the space itself is comfortable. What we've been able to do through this is offer a space that they've never seen before. The kind of heat and lighting systems are state of the art. What we have now is a system which can be serviced much more efficiently and will stand in good stead for a long time. The programme itself, if you've never looked at something before, it's always a little daunting. What I would say that makes Leader stand out is that if you communicate with them, they were always at the other end of the phone. They were always responding to emails. They always were able to guide you through the process step by step and make everything clear and transparent. So you were under no illusions and you weren't confused about anything. Louth Leader Partnership throughout the whole process have been absolutely fantastic. In everything that they've given us, the knowledge base that we have now has grown exponentially because of Leader. Communicate with them, listen to them, and let them guide you.
My name is John Savage. I'm here deputising for our chairman, who unfortunately due to work pressure can't be here today. And I'm here representing St Fechin's GAA, based here in Bewley. Our club was established back in 1941, and we based ourselves during that period for up until 1998 in the Shetland Road on a 4-acre leased community land. We found a 21-acre site here. St Fechin's GAA have 3 elements to their makeup. Obviously, one is the provision of sports facilities for our people. The other is to provide a social and recreational outlet for the people in the community. When it came to funding and finding that gap that we needed, we were unaware that Louth Leader were involved in grant aiding sports clubs, voluntary bodies. We approached Louth Leader in Ardee and had a chat with Mary O'Neill and Tony McGreedy, and were surprised to find that at that stage we were available if our criteria suited. We were sanctioned for the 200,000 that made all the difference. This has now enabled us to widen the ambit of the people we want to make touch with. At the moment, we're now capable of providing facilities for the very youngest, which we do, and retired people. We have a whole programme that we hope to follow. And what I would say to anybody would be that if you have a vision and if you have the support of your community, then you can achieve far more than you believe is possible.
My name is Louise Mahoney and I'm the manager of the Red Door, and the Red Door is a community addiction service. There is a harm reduction part of the service, which is a drop-in space, which means that anybody can come into the service, and the whole idea is that we remove all barriers to give people support so they don't have to be in recovery or want to recovery or even want to change their behaviour. They're more than welcome to use the service.
My name is Joanne O'Dwyer. I'm CE Supervisor in the Red Door project. I'm also a councillor here. My part of the programme, myself and PO and Evelyn run a day programme. Everything and anything at the moment, people are up in a sound bath doing some meditation. We have cookery, we have a gym on site here. We have a good kind of background of horticulture here. So we really are offering people a lot of structure, a lot of accountability.
We do try very hard to bring the community along with us, and we do see harm reduction is very much part of reducing harm across the board to the person, the family and to the community.
With any funding or any money that comes into our service, it has a knock-on impact with the people using our service. They're benefiting directly from it. Louth Leader's money done our side of the building. A huge chunk of the money went towards windows, and because our building was listed, we had to repair our windows instead of replace them. Now we see our building is very, very warm and very cosy, and with people in daily, we've seen the benefits of them in their quality of life, I suppose, again, that they're not freezing, they're not cold.
I didn't think that I'd be managing a building, and that's what it's like, and that's where Louth Leader has come in.
My name is Joe Torres. I'm currently chairman of Louth Pavilion Community Centre. I'm also part of the Louth Pavilion Community Centre Development Committee. The centre really is a building that is available to the community of Dunleer without regard for age, race, creed, or physical or mental capabilities. We also encourage other voluntary bodies to use our centre. The centre is also rented out to corporate entities for training, and a whole host of sporting and recreational bodies use it at the weekends. Louth County Council organised a meeting. We were asked to present a plan. We went away as a committee, we spoke to the two stakeholders and people with particular professional capabilities. Everybody stepped up to the mark and a plan was formulated for the entire centre. So this plan was presented to these bodies, of which Louth Leader Partnership was the driving force. So with the help of Louth Leader Partnership, we applied for funding to Louth Leader Partnership and to the other bodies. And I have to say that the help that we got along the way from the principals within Louth Leader Partnership assisted us as a voluntary organisation to move forward professionally and apply for this funding, and indeed to acquire the funding. That resulted then in what you see here, which is a fantastic facility. In conclusion, if I could just say to any organisation that is looking at their building or their facility and may feel overwhelmed about the job that's ahead, don't. Speak to the professionals who know about funding. Speak to Louth Leader Partnership. Go to Louth County Council, tell them what you want to do and speak to the bodies, and you'll find that you'll get all the help you need in relation to your funding.
My name's Eileen Carter. We're here in Blackrock, County Louth. I am the chairperson currently of the Blackrock Park Committee. I'm also a volunteer in Blackrock Park. We work mostly in the park. The maintenance of the park, the everyday looking after the park is done by volunteers, and that's my involvement. But we have a committee overall. The park in Blackrock, I suppose, was probably less so now, but was unique in the fact that it was a community maintained and looked after park. And with the support of Louth County Council, of course, the work in the park is done by the local community. So we started off with a park committee, and then that evolved into saying we needed more people to help out in the park. So we opened it out, and now we have a park volunteer group. The shortest and nicest walk to the village centre is to actually cut through the pathways in the park. That was fine in daylight, but it was pitch black at night. And for many years we were asking Louth County Council, could they put public lighting in the park? Wind power and sustainable energy and solar panels were evolving and were becoming familiar to people in the community. And one of the engineers actually in the council, he then liaised with GKIT, and they came up with a plan for off-grid lighting in the park, which would be powered solar and wind. We found out through the people in Leader that there was now a fund for sustainable projects, sustainable energy projects. GKIT drew up the plan and we applied for the funding from Leader, and we were successful. This is not the first project that Leader have supported here in the park, which is great. Couldn't have been done without Leader funding. There's no question about that.
My name is Jacinta Walsh, and I am one of the founder parents of the Drogheda Abacus Special School for Children with Autism, and now I'm very involved in running youth clubs for children and young adults and teenagers with autism Support Louth and Meath. At the moment we are running our summer camp, which runs for the whole summer. We have children and teenagers, and we also do some activities with our young adults. The children come in and they're into the class groups. Each class would engage in a lot of activities such as art, music. We use our playgrounds, and of course we get a lot of use out of our sensory garden. Well, my son Sam was diagnosed as autistic when he was 2, and that was in 2001. He had no appropriate school place. We couldn't find a school place for him. We met other parents in a similar position, and together we founded the Drogheda Abacus Special School in 2003. Since then, the school has gained permanent recognition from the Department of Education and is now permanently based in Congress Avenue in Drogheda. We were aware of there was an area at the back of the school premises that was waste ground, and we were looking at ways that we could reclaim it. It's now a fantastic space that the children use on a daily basis. We were delighted to receive the funding from Louth Leader Partnership. We really couldn't believe it, and it has benefited us in so many ways. It really has enhanced the whole community, not just the youth clubs. I suppose any advice that I could give to any prospective applicants would be to not be afraid of the form. It's all quite logical. A lot of it is standard information that you will already have available to you. And the other thing I'd say is about read the criteria of the grant measures that are available and really think about your group and your premises. And I think it's a great option for community groups, local groups like ourselves, and I really would recommend anyone try and pursue it as a means of funding.
My name is Dahi and I'm chairman of the Tully Men Shed. The Men Shed is a community-based organisation where the men meet up and you can learn skills or play pool, darts, bowls, cards, and then the workshop is the main area. The bee hotels is very popular this year now, and the more workers we get in there the better. So when we started the Men Shed in Tully in 2016, we had very little thought for the men, I'll be honest with you, and we sort of knew that we needed our new premises. We got offered the Glen Emmett's clubhouse. It couldn't be in a better location. It's the hub of the village. Like, we're willing to put in the hard work and it's paid off now, and it's great to see the men and all staying. Very few men leave when they come. I was involved at the playground. I came up with the idea of the playground in the village and I dealt with the Louth Leader partnership. And then I knew when I started the Men's Shed that after working with them for the playground, I knew they'd be ideal. We had plans for the future, but we couldn't do it all at once. So that's where the Louth Leader was absolutely brilliant as well. So we started off the recreation area and then we always knew we'd go back to them in time for their workshop. If I had any little bit of advice for community groups going forward, I know the forms and all that looks daunting, sending out tenders for this and tenders for that, but the staff in the Louth Leader is just put you at ease, always available, nothing's too much trouble for them, and that's what got us to where we are today. I don't mind telling you, and looking forward to working in the future.
If you or your community group has an eligible idea and would like to explore it, contact the Leader team based here in RD, and development staff will work with you to help you complete an application for funding.